Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. Divine unto the apostles, bishops, elders, and great millstone who do well and teach well. Shalom to all the sons of Akim. Pushing truth, holding faith throughout the four corners of the earth. While Shalom to the fiercest sisters, Aquafian. Listening and being obedient to husband and home, the storm on there, scattered pride and say Shalom. Come back at you with another lesson. Lord willing, Yahweh desire this lesson be edifying through the spirit and power. Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Harakakadash. This lesson I'm going to basically center around, Satan, trying to sift us out, trying to get us, go back into our old ways and our old paths, man. It's just a situation, dealing with Jake. And, I just seen Jake, again, whatever, and, Satan put that spirit on you to try to, do something carnally and all that, but at the end of the day, you just gotta let Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, take care of it, man. And that's what we are doing, man. We're not taking up our own arms and trying to really go against the grain, man, because that's what are you doing, man. When you moving carnally out here, man, you moving reckless. You're trying to go against Esau with his blessing, or you're trying to, you use every situation. Well, you carnal. Let me rephrase it. You carnal in every situation, man. You may have a particular situation with Jake that you already had beforehand, and you just go about it carnally, man, trying to fight and things of that nature, man. That ain't the way to do it, man. The way to do it is to let Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai handle it, because he is the one that provided, you that situation, man. Ultimately to build you up, man, to show, where your weakness is at. You may have a weakness in that point, man, dealing with, controlling your anger and just getting yourself uninvolved in that particular, situation, man. But, Satan is out here, man. He's definitely, on the prowl. He's on the move, trying to, get us to turn back and to go back into our old ways, man. And I hope that made sense. What I was just saying, man. The situation, just had happened. I just got in my car and I seen, okay, that's Jake, and you have Satan put that anger, vengeance spirit, but as the scriptures say, vengeance is of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, man. And that's just the main point, I wanted to make before I go into this lesson. The Lord willing, it'd be edifying. But this is 2 Corinthians 4 and verse I started 13. Says, we have in the same spirit of faith, according to as it is written, I believe and therefore I have spoken. We also believe and therefore speak. That's right, man. Gotta have faith in this truth, man. Gots to have faith. If you don't have faith, man, then you're just gonna fall off, man. Because we hope for the things that's not seen, man. On the opposite side, Jake hope for the things which are seen, man. That ain't how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai set it up to be, man. If you don't have faith, then you're not gonna make it in this truth, man. That's just simply put it. There ain't really much to go into, man. All of the trials and tribulations from El Apostle on down to, that we go through, man. If you don't have faith, the kazak, the strength to, keep going to, your call, endure, and, gag, overcome, then you ain't gonna make it, man. Eventually, you gonna fizzle out, man. You're going to go back into the world. You're going to go back into your old ways, man. go back into that vomit. Like the scripture said, a dog returning to his vomit. And you're going to be worse than when you first came into the truth. It says, knowing that he which raised up the Lord Yahweh Shai shall raise us up also by Yahweh Shai and shall present us with you. That's right, man. Yahweh raising up, Yahweh Shai. And we're being raised up by Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Shai, he's the word, man. He's prophecy, he's everything, man. And that's how we've been raised up in these latter days, man. Say he was the only one that can loosen the seals, man. He done gave us this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man, to be separated. I got a cold, bro. Be separated, Kodash, holy, separate, from 2/3 of our people. And Lord willing, we be joint heirs with him. Y'all to our people. Lord willing, be at that leg number. It says, for all things are for your sakes, that abundant grace might, through the thanksgiving of many, be bound to the glory of Yahweh Basham Shai. It says, for which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day, man. That's right, man. Refreshed, made new day by day, man. And that's what we got to do first and foremost. Talking to myself, man. Renewed, by this word, man. Because you will get, you'll get destroyed, like the scripture say in Micah 2:10, man. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This is sorely pollute you even to a soul destruction, or it will pollute you even to a soul destruction, roughly paraphrasing, man. You'll be carnal in a situation like I had brought up, man. You'll, fight and jake, and all that. Nah, man, that ain't the way, man. Yahweh Shai not gonna be with you. Now, it is particular situations. We ain't saying, just let somebody slap you and you just go, nah, that ain't it, man. But as the scripture say, if it be possible, be at peace, with all men. And I'm just using that particular situation because it pertains to me. But all of the fiery darts, as the elder Zahab of Mississippi had went into, man. All the fiery darts and the wiles of Satan, man. Uriah had brought out the brother, little brother Uriah of Jim's Baton Rouge camp. What's it called, man? Even gaming, man. Gaming can be a fiery dart as well. I know that was one of the things for me when I was younger in this truth, because Jake loved the game and Jake is younger, so Jake used to being on a game like that. But you have many fiery darts, man. Food can even be one, man. Women, that's a big one in this truth, man. You don't want to faint because of women, a woman or women, man, plural. Especially the times that we in, man. A lot of these women are just looking for come-ups. You do have, women who, getting their mind right and things of that nature. What they say, trying to heal, whatever. But a lot of these Eve, man, they just like the elder Apostle Tar say, man, they just chaos goblins, man. A lot of them looking for a come-up. So you don't want to be fainting because of women, man. Because the tabernacle of Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai is with men. Us, the men, have to get right, before the women. The salvation comes through the man. We want to let a woman, take your crown, man. That's embarrassing, man. Verse 17 says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, working for us a far more exceeding and eternally weight of glory. That's right, man. And that exceeding and turning away to glory. That's revenge as well, man. On all these people, man. Not only just Esau, Edom, but 2/3, man. Like Quab said, Baton Rouge, man. You know, yeah, Esau, but he really want to get Jake, man. I feel the same way, man, because you know, niggas can really push, you know, like they say, push your buttons, man. You know, can really, you know, you grinding my gears, you know, really get you out your top or whatever, man. Get you out your, you know, character, you know. But the Lord is gonna take care of us, man. He's gonna take care of his elect, man. You know, and really the Lord is conjuring them situations, bringing them situations, you know, unto us to build us, man, to make us stronger, man. You know, maybe you had something, you know, in your past that you know, you was a hothead, you was in the streets or whatever, man. A lot of the times, Yahweh Shemel Rashai is just revisiting, you know, your old habits and that old man and seeing if you gotten stronger, man. Seeing if you, okay, well, I know he was doing this in the world, or maybe just early on in his truth, you know. But, you know, I see, you know, he grown a little bit, but let me see, you know, if he can handle this now, man. If he can use, you know, the wisdom of understanding and be in the spirit, you know, and not walk after the, you know, the flesh, man. That's what Yahweh Shemel Shai, he doing that to us, man. He's seeing. Is you gonna faint? Is you gonna give your crown up, you know, because of a Jake or because of an Eve, man? You know, because of you know, you done had an argument with Jake or whatever, man. Or you just gonna cast it to the side and cast all your cares unto Yahweh Shemel Shai, keep storing up treasures in heaven, man. You know, because that's the most important thing, man. You know, like I say, we ain't letting Jake just slap us or nothing like that, but, you know, for the majority of the time, man, you know, you gotta stay away from Jake as much as possible. And, you know, keep it trucking, man. Keep it going, man. Because the most important thing, man, is getting that crown, man. Attaining that crown, man. You know? It says, verse 18, says, while we look not at the things which are seen, but the things which are not seen. But it says, for the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. That's right, man. That even, you know, you can tie that into us being changed, man. We don't see that yet, man, but we hoping for it. We don't see, you know, 2/3 of our people being destroyed. You know, on a mass majority scale, but we hoping for it. We hoping, you know, for you know, Jacob's trouble, man. We see spark there. But we want to get into the hot, man. We want to get into that damn boiling water period, man. We want to see Jake being boiled. You know, Jake and eat little them crawfish and seafood balls and all that shit. You know, we want to see Jake get in that pot, man. Yahweh Shemel Shai turn that fire up, man. For all the abomination and wickedness that they commit, you know, every day, man. Iniquity. You know, sinning and not repenting, man. We don't see that yet, but we hoping for it, man. That's what we gotta keep hoping for, because we know it's gonna happen, man. You just gotta believe and have faith, man. If you have faith and believe, it don't matter, you know, how long you gotta hope for it, because you know it's gonna happen, man. You know, it don't matter, man, how long it's gonna take, and we know, you know, Yahweh Shemel Shai, he's shorting the days, man, because no flesh would be saved if he didn't. So Esau, Edom time, you know, 2/3, these niggas, these Eves, you know, they time is up, man. You know, it ain't the time to be, you know, getting weak or being carnal, you know, going back to your old habits. And first and foremost, I'm talking to myself, man. That ain't the time, man. Going your old habits, falling out, you know, whatever, man. Smoking weed, you know, excessively drinking, or, you know, doing all type of wickedness, man. Nah, this is the time to continue on a straight and narrow path, man, to be focused. You know, like Eli, man. When I movie, the book of Eli, man, stay on the path, man. That is not your concern, man. That's, you know, I ain't, you know, think of that as far as like, you know, exact words, but, you know, I'm talking about seeing Jake, but I was like, hey, you know, I done already gave it to Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. That's, and all things work in due time, man, according to the Lord's will, man. You know? And once you get in that spirit, man, once you get in that headspace, man, then, you know, you ain't finna be crashing out because of, you know, Jake, man. Because you know that the Lord he's preserving a lot of these Jakes, man. You know, the Lord is letting Jake build up that rap sheet, you know, until the Lord just take them out, man, like Jenga, man, whatever that game is called, man. And them the ones, you know, them Jakes who messed over the brothers, man, E's who messed over the brothers, them ones that's gonna get it worse, man. Some of the ones that's gonna get it worse, man. As well as, you know, Jake who use this truth, you know, for themselves and for deceitfully and money and things of that nature, man, they gonna get it worse. You know, but as long with so like it with you know, 2/3 who try to get over the prophets, man, who don't know. They could be just regular men, man. You know, you niggas you ease, man, Yahweh Shemel Shai has death by pain reserved unto you, man. And y'all gonna wish y'all would have never came across this, man. You know, but I just wanted to make that video, man. And, you know, keep staying in the spirit, man. Cause Satan, you know, he's working, man. And I was, you know, leaving, you know, something, even an event or whatever, you know, to get to go to camp. You know, trying to, you know, make it be on early and things of that nature. Go and get out there, cause just a, you know, little way, it ain't too much of a way from camp, but you know, and get in my car, like come from go to camp, like the Yahweh Shemel Shai, seen Jake, I'm like, yup, call out Yahweh Shemel Shai. You know? The Lord, he's saving Jake, man. He's saving these niggas, man. He's saving these E's, man. For their right and appointed time, man. It ain't gonna be like no damn, you know, no slap on the wrist. Nah, man. We talk about Yahweh Shemel Shai. Al-Ashaj, terrible demon like power, man. You know that, you know, power plague Egypt, man. Who bring all these plagues on the earth, man. Creating light and darkness, man. That's what we talking about, man. You know? So Yahweh Shemel Shai, he got a far greater punishment than we can ever do to Jake, man. You know, cause you sometimes, hey, man, you get like that, man. You know, but at the end of the day, man, Yahweh Shemel Shai is gonna do Jake, man, 7 times worse. You know, which 7 represents completion than we can ever even imagine, man. And I don't mind, man. Gonna be like Khan, the water Yahweh Shemel Shai for giving me the spirit to endure, man. To not flash out, man, crash out. You know, we ain't like these YNs, man. You know, first they probably be on stupid shit like women and that stuff like that. You know, but they'll just, you know, just crash out, man. Go do some dumb stuff, man. Shooting at people in the crowd and shooting up people's houses. Nah, man, we ain't doing that, man. Yeah, you got it, Jake. You got it for now. Those who laugh now will cry later, man. And the first shall be last. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai, Bashemar Kakadash, to the apostles, bishops, elders, great millstone, the rule, and teacher, Shalom, all the sense of active, this is true. On faith, the upper four corners of the earth, detail, Bible, ball, punch, all the